Boyd Matheson is a political strategist from Fox News on the line right now. And as you know, we played a little earlier, the Omarosa has sent out another tape, and it seems that she has several. Boyd, good morning. Thanks for coming on. The question would be, what was she there for, and why was she making $180,000 a year?
That's a great question, and that really leads to one of the things that, as a political strategist, I've been telling people for years, and that is, you may have someone who is helpful and beneficial on your campaign, someone who's great at rallies or great at organizing. What many politicians make the mistake of, they take people from the campaign and they reward them with jobs in governing, which are very different activities, and so this was one clearly where she was helpful. She had a little star power and a little, pizzazz and push there during the campaign. He rewarded her with a very nice job in the White House. Governing and campaigning are two different things. She really didn't have any business being in the White House in terms of strategy or what she brought to the administration. I think the other thing that's really important for people to look at this is that this is an example of one of the challenges the president has is he is transactional by nature. He is not a relationship guy. He doesn't have relationships with people. He has transactions with people,
right?
Which is what you do as a developer. And I think one of the challenges in Washington is you have people like Mitch McConnell who think they have a relationship with the president because they're of the same political party,
right?
And they really don't. They just have a series of transactions. And what that leads to is the fact that the reason you have so many leaks and people like Omarosa coming out and doing tell-alls is because when you don't have the relationship, you don't have that fierce level of loyalty. And you can look at President Bush, you can look at President Obama, like them or not, they had relationships with their inner circle, which made their inner circles fiercely loyal. So they had fewer leaks, less drama, and not nearly as many tell-all books.
It is interesting, too, that Omarosa has clearly learned from the president, and previously has talked about the art of the deal, and that's how she had modeled her life and her career. And who else do we know that if you cross him, he's going to smear you? That's the president, and here's Omarosa doing it right back to him. And she seems to be ruthless and not worried at all about what people think of her.
That's right.
That's scary, by the way.
It is. And again, it's that transactional nature.
Yeah.
If the transaction is in her favor, she's all in. Everything's great. And it's the same reason why, the president could do a deal with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer on Monday morning and completely annihilate them on Twitter by Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Omarosa is definitely, she may have taken it one step further, particularly in her, recording in the Situation Room. Again, everything's a transaction, and that should be, it's scary, I think, for the administration, because when you have someone who mirrors and models that, it usually gets worse in the next generation.
Let me ask you your thoughts. Now, let's say, and I think we're very unclear as to what's going to happen in November, but let's say the Democrats win back the House and the Senate, which is probably pretty unlikely, but let's say it happens. Now the only way for the president to complete that transaction is cutting a deal with Democrats. Do you think that'll happen?
I think he would, if that were the case. And again, I think
that's hypothetical.
Unlikely. I think that the Senate stays 51-49 in the end.
Yeah.
So it probably won't. If it did get there, he's shown he's willing to cut deals with the Democrats on some things, and I think he would definitely do that. I think he would have a year where he would do some of those things with the Democrats, get things done, but then I think that opposition would actually be helpful to him in his reelect.
Yeah. Very interesting to watch. As a political strategist, you got to be thinking, boy, we're in different territory here, and we're writing the new book of rules these days.
Yeah, or the book of rules of no rules.
That's right. The book of rules is gone, by the way. Yeah. All right, Boyd Matheson, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. Thanks so much.
It is really quite interesting to but she is ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Ruthless. She will do. But I think that for me, I didn't we already know that by watching The Apprentice? I hated her on The Apprentice. She was the meanest person. She would undermine everybody. She'd warm up to. Do you remember watching her? She'd warm up to this one,
I didn't,
and then stick a knife in the back with it. But by the time they were walking away, she was already betraying them. I watched that a lot. She was the most hated woman in America, and then she ends up being in the White House. It is just really kind of crazy.